This is a how-to video on how to hot rod your California Air Tools 2 horsepower 10-gallon compressor, or any other compressor for that matter that you may think is not delivering what it's supposed to. So the question I had, or the problem I had, was that I was using a 1/2-inch air tool. And I guess let me preface this with, I started asking questions on the forum about this and people told me I was wasting my time. But what I wanted to do is I don't want to make this into a 60-gallon 5 horsepower compressor. I know that can't be done. But I want it to deliver its specifications. And it was not doing that the way it was set up from the factory. So, and it might have done it if I'd have done the same changes, but let me just show you what I did, and I'm having good results from this. So this compressor is rated for 5.4 CFM. The tool I want to use it with is a Snap-on MG725 1/2-inch impact that has a requirement of 5.3 CFM at 90 PSI. So I don't want to do a lot of things with it, but if I want to remove a crank bolt, I don't understand why my impacts have not been doing that. So that's why I went to work on this. So first let me show you the manifolding setup and what you're dealing with when you get this compressor. So on the back side of this control panel, you'll see you have a 1/4-inch nipple that comes up out of the tank that goes to the switch, the pressure switch. And then that has a small compression line right here, compression fitting line, very hard, sort of rigid, rigid plastic that goes into this log that has a number of tap-offs. You have the pop-off, tap rather. You have the tank gauge. You have a regulator, and then you have 2 outlets. And then you have your regulated pressure gauge there. So if you look here at the switch, down on the bottom, it has a number of ports like a lot of these switches do. Here's the one that comes from the factory. Here's another port, a 1/4-inch. These are 1/4-inch NPT ports, pipe thread. And then here's what I did. So what I did was I tapped in a 1/4 to 3/8 NPT Hex reducer on here. They call it a reducer on here. And then I put a Milton 3/8-inch quick connect. And then this is a 3/8-inch male quick connect. And this is going into a 1/2-inch Flexzilla line. And there you can see the wrench there. And then on the butt, you can see at the end of this guy right here, it has a Milton fitting, and these are V fittings, and there's a Milton V fitting on the impact wrench. This is how I was using it, which is coming off of this guy, which is a 3/8-inch Flexzilla line. That's a 1/2-inch. This is 3/8-inch Flexzilla line that's got a Milton V fitting on it here, and it's got a Milton V fitting quick connect, and it's a 3/8-inch line. So I'm going to show you what this what the difference is between the straight tap off, like I have there, with no regulator on it, versus this tap off that goes to the manifolding, and what the pressures are. I think that's all I need to show you. A lot of people told me there was no reason in doing what I was doing. I wasn't going to get anything else out of it. But I think you'll see that there's a big difference here. So first I'll let me zoom you in on the gauge here. So there's our pressure gauge. That's what's being delivered. You also might be able to hear the difference, because you can certainly hear it. So here's our wrench, big snap-on, and we're gonna have to go through a cycle there. So I'm gonna drain it, and you'll see what this does when I pull the trigger on it and freewheel it. So now we'll let her pump up. That was the 3/8 inch air hose with 1/4 inch V fittings everywhere, coming off of the manifold log. This is a very quiet compressor. I've been very happy with it. So you can see it ran about, I think, 60 psi freewheeling. And it didn't sound good. So here's the 1/2 inch Flexzilla line with the quick connects and all that good stuff on here. And you can watch what the gauge does with the 1/2 inch hose. Just let her pump up for a second. I want to run it one more time and show you on the 3/8 inch line. So I'll run it one more time on the 3/8 inch line. You can see that it just immediately drops. It doesn't stay at 90 for 1 second. It just won't do it. So what I'm trying to show here is that the resistance in the line for the 1/2 inch is greatly lower. So the same compressor can deliver a lot more performance through a line that has less line resistance and line loss. There's also a little capacity difference in the 1/2 inch hose. I don't know how much it would make, between a 3/8 inch hose, but there is more air in the hose that helps it a little bit with the tank. But it's mainly the resistance in the hose and then bigger fittings, a little bit bigger fittings. So it makes this snap-on impact usable with this little compressor. You have to wait for it to catch up and whatnot, but you could work a crank bolt off of it where it really doesn't deliver much impact torque with the 3/8 inch lines, even though the pump is rated to do that, even though the compressor is rated to do it. Thank you.